Morning. Oh, no audio. Let's get that up. I hear you now loud and clear. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. I know I am. Why? Because we're together. How you doing, Casey? What's popping, What's popping, y'all? Okay. Okay, wait a minute. There we go. And we're back. Another fantastic day above ground. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Trump, oh snap, no snap. What will Americans do without food stamps? Let's get into it, you guys. We got an early morning. We got a banger to get into this morning. Real quick prayers. Mark Dorfman, liberty and justice. That's right. I see Isel Pant, Batty Lynn, Rebecca Lon Yan Bueno chiming in from um, um, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm so sorry. Mark Dorfman. Who else we got in the building? Casey. I see Liberty and Justice. And Solo Thug. Nina. Who else we got? Luigi. Good morning, everybody. But you know what I have to do. It's almost time. I got to make sure. Let me see. I got the audio correct. Got the tie right. How y'all like the purple suit today? You know, Joker style. You know what I'm saying? We're keeping in the theme of Halloween. Ha, 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 ha. Keeping in the theme of Halloween. And with that being said, I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. It's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Hope y'all had a good evening. I know I slept like a baby. Woo! Let's get that energy going so he can get us going so we can keep on doing what we got to do. Because it's 6 o'clock, y'all. It's time to go. So let's wind it up. Wind it up. Wind it up. Let's get going. I know I'm ready to go. What about you? Yeah. Yeah. Olay. That's right, y'all. We got to keep it in the theme of Halloween. And you know what I noticed? There's not that many Halloween songs. So sometimes you got to recycle them, you know? So we're going to tap it up and get those paws open first. We got to get those paws open before we do what we got to do. How many more days to Halloween, you guys? Let me know. What is it? 2 more days? 3 more days? 29, 30, 31. Wait a minute. We only got 2 more days. Uh-oh. Anybody getting dressed up for Halloween? Am I going to surprise you guys with an outfit? Huh? Let me know. Let me know. How many more days do we have until Halloween? Because guess what? Do-do-do-doo. 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 Sometimes you got to recycle them, y'all. Do-do-do-doo. 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 Do-do-do-do-do-do. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysteriously spooky. They're all together ooky, the Addams family. Their house is a museum where people come to see them. They really are a scream, the Addams family. Do-do-do-do, neat, do-do, petite, doom, 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 do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, sweet. That was actually fun. You know why? Because I'm with y'all. And if bump that beat. Y'all know what it is, right? Y'all know what today is? I don't. Let me check. Let me do that over. Wednesday the 29th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this is our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that just got me lit. All good. It's all good. Sometimes we make mistakes, but we got to keep on moving. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I promise we got a lot of up-to-date trending topics. We got a lot of current events. We got some tariffs to talk about. We're gonna get over to the government stuff with the shutdown. I'm gonna get into this SNAP situation with these food stamps, because as you guys know, there's only gonna be 2 more days, and November 1st is right around the corner. And guess what? California, y'all just got the text. You guys just got the phone call to let everybody know that in California, your SNAP benefits have been on freeze. And yeah, as a result of that, Gavin Newsom is suing the Trump administration. We got a couple of things we got to get into. That means New York, that means Detroit, and that means Los Angeles right now have all received information to let them know there will be no SNAP benefits as of November 1st. And with that being said, you guys, you see, I want to get to work. I want to get in some shout outs, holler at some people in the chat, get some prayers out to people like Liberty and Justice. We got Sam Champion up in the building. Good morning. We got Mike Holmes up in here. We also have Sky. Good morning, Sky. Nehemp, we got up in here. We got Mark Dorfman, Rebecca Lanyen Bueno chiming in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I said it already, Liberty and Justice. And we gonna keep on moving forward, y'all, because it's time for me to get to work. Y'all know how we do it. I got 5 on it. I'm gonna stack 5 videos at a time. All I need you guys to do is stay on topic, stay on point, because it's time to get busy, y'all. Happy pre-Halloween. Hope you guys having a fantastic one. Sometimes you just got to be happy for the day and just happy to be here. Thank the Lord for another one, for me being able to be here with you guys. And with that being said, let's get into these titles. I'm not even playing right now. Let's go. What I got right now for you is Trump. Oh, snap, no snap. What will America do without food stamps? I don't know, because there's a lot of people that rely on them. We're talking about the elderly, the incapacitated, like the people that really can't go to work, people that are actually like hurt and sickly and things like that we're referring to, not the people that are riding the system, coming through with the big shopping carts with about 5 or 6 carts with all sorts of stuff in it. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about the people that are actually really going to suffer from this situation. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. What else we have going on here? We have a warning issued from Illinois Governor Pritzker. No, it's not about hamburgers. It's not about any food. You guys joke around too much. What it basically is Governor Pritzker is warning Trump on the presidential election in 2020. What's that? 26. I'm sorry, is it 26 or 28? Because he's looking to become the president. I don't know how good that's going to go over, but we'll see. Governor Pritzker's warning issue for President Trump. Last but not least, what do we have here? We got help. We got this mom that helps evacuate over 22 children who were on a school bus that set ablaze. Hero mom. A lot of times you don't hear about stuff like that. You guys are going to be able to see the video here. We got a lot to get into. So with that being said, good morning, everybody. Let's go. It's time to do what we got to do. It's the bottom line. It's time to hit it off right now. We're going to get right into it, where President Trump basically says, I'd love to speak to Kim Jong-un about China and about trade tariffs. Let's get into it, you guys. Good morning. Let's go. All right, audio, we up. Make sure I got it.
I think we're going to have a successful transaction for both countries.
President Trump gave me a great deal of negotiating leverage with the threat of the 100% tariffs on November 1st, and I believe we've reached a very substantial framework that will avoid that.
These tariffs aren't about rebuilding our economy. They aren't about helping regular
Good morning,
consumers.
everybody.
They're just about giving Trump additional powers to try to benefit himself politically and financially.
Well, there's some different takes on the tariffs as the president is overseas getting ready to meet with his Chinese counterpart, President Xi Jinping. The White House putting out what they've already accomplished, they say, in this tour, saying the Cambodia-Thailand peace agreement signing, trade deals with Malaysia and Cambodia, reciprocal trade frameworks with Thailand and Vietnam, and a critical minerals deal. And that is ahead of the meeting with China, which the president is forecasting is going to be a big event with big things happening. Let's bring in our panel. Matthew Continetti, scholar at the American Enterprise Institute, columnist for the Free Press, USA Today White House correspondent.
No, you know we're not going to do all that. That's going to be too much work right now because we got too much stacked in the deck and we got to move forward. We're going over to this breaking news about Trump approving a batch of missiles for Japan's F-35 jets.
No matter what challenge comes our way, no matter what danger we face, we hoist our great American flag very, very high. We race into the waves and we rally to that immortal battle cry of the American sailor. Damn the torpedoes. God bless Japan. God bless the United States of America. And God bless our Navy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
President Trump just moments ago speaking to service members at the Yokosuka Naval Base, celebrating our military and his wins for the American people during his trip to Asia.
The president now expected to head to a reception with business leaders later this morning to wrap up his time in Japan before he heads to South Korea for that crucial face-to-face with Xi Jinping. You're watching Fox & Friends first here on a Tuesday morning. I'm Todd Pyro.
And I'm Carly Shimkus. Douglas Zader has all the breaking.
No, I'm good with that. That was yesterday. Just wanted them to see that breaking news on that, what he said. But we got to get to some real stuff going on from today with Chuck, because basically they're trying to say Trump is everywhere else but in the government. Do you guys agree? A lot of Asian business going on, a lot of tactics. I like to play it before we show it. Now let's get into what Chuck Schumer has to say as he accuses the administration of focusing on the ballroom over the health care and increases the government shutdown. Let's go. We got to play all sides here, y'all.
Murray and Baldwin for being here, just 4 days away from open enrollment. Now, where are the Republicans? House Republicans are on week 5 of their vacation. Trump's not even in the United States. And Senate Republicans are running exactly the same failed play that brought America to its knees. Americans are on the brink of a healthcare crisis, unlike any we have seen in our lifetimes. In states like New Jersey, healthcare costs are projected to soar by 175%.
Damn.
In New York, the average family, with a plan costing $280 a month, will pay $1,700 a month for the same plan next year. This isn't just a number on a page. Families are going to be in panic this weekend. All across America, millions of them. How are they going to pay this bill? How are they going to live without health care? It's tragic. And of course it didn't have to be, but Republicans are doing nothing. 1 ounce of urgency to fix the health care disaster they created, they're doing nothing about that. So, we're on the precipice of a historic crisis, and Republicans don't even want to talk to us about fixing it. And Trump, where's he? Not even in the U.S. What's he focused on? Trump's focused on $40 billion for Argentina, $170 million in luxury jets for Kristi Noem, $300 million for his ballroom. In fact, his ballroom says that is his main priority. Can you believe that? You can't make this stuff up.
All right, y'all. So y'all, we playing it from both sides, as you guys can see. I'm not being partisan. I'm playing everything. Let's get over to Gavin. What's his last name? What do you guys call him? I'm not going to say it, but you know what you guys call him, right? Gavin, I'm going to let you guys type it in. Let's go.
Absolutely.
I got nothing. Anyway.
And thank you. As I'm proud to stand here alongside the Attorney General and the Governor, I'm also devastated.
Gavin Newsom is about to sue President Trump administration for cutting off SNAP benefits. That's what this is about. Sorry, you guys. Los Angeles.
That we must fight to simply ensure people can put food on the table, especially those with the most need. And the Attorney General covered who we're talking about, 5.5 million Californians, again, primarily families, 1.1 million older adults over the age of 60, our elders, our grandparents. Over 84,000 veterans, also part of those that are impacted, low-income college students, and more. The other point of this is the cruelty couldn't be more apparent. While we have universal school meals in California, during November and December, our children are off for the holiday. And so while there's more need for resources in the household to support those children at this time, is when the federal government is deciding to take this action. So you heard from the Attorney General about the economic impact. CalFresh benefits in California are about $194 per individual or $333 per household. We also know, in addition to the health impacts and the food and nutrition impacts, that this is also disrupting poverty in California. The California poverty measure shows that poverty among all Californians would be 3.1% higher if not for the nutrition safety net. It equates to 1.2 million more Californians in poverty without these resources. So again, we're taking action in this moment. I'll turn it over to the governor.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Secretary, and thank you to the Attorney General. I appreciate the comprehensive nature of this lawsuit, and so I won't belabor or repeat or be redundant except to say he's going to be successful. We will be successful. That's why we're here. We could talk about our contingency plans, and I'll add to that in a moment. But this is about as crystal clear an argument that I've seen of the 40-plus lawsuits that we have advanced.
Why the hell do he sound like Tone Loc? Funky Cole Medina. What the hell you been drinking, man? What the hell?
USDA shall, their own words, 930 memo, just weeks ago. They said the reason we have the contingency plan is appropriated by Congress is to, in case there is a government shutdown, to advance these funds to address and mitigate this potential looming crisis. Period, full stop. Not complicated.
So that's what the lawsuit is about right here. You just said it. Thank you for saying it. Let's get right to that. Let's make it make sense. Let's go right here. That's what you meant to say.
This potential looming crisis. Period, full stop. Not complicated. Lawsuits that we have advanced. USDA shall, their own words, 930 memo, just weeks ago. They said the reason we have the contingency plan is appropriated by Congress is to, in case there is a government shutdown, to advance these funds to address and mitigate this potential looming crisis, period.
So the lawsuit is going to be for that right there, for them to enact those funds and for them to, I guess, get some food stamps going back for people that are on food stamps. You got to keep on moving forward because they're not playing about them food stamps. But this is a very serious topic I want you guys to know about. New York, almost might as well say on Broadway, because they found a lady that was no longer alive with no clothes on, found on Park Avenue in New York City. This happened like a few hours ago. Got a lot of breaking news, but I have to get on several topics about different things that happen all over right now.
Didn't sound like the kind of, thing that you'd hear would be happening, especially with all those commuters riding above her.
Yeah, Ashley, people who've never even been to New York know Park Avenue, then it's Madison Avenue, then it's Fifth Avenue. Those are all places people are familiar with. If you keep going west, you hit Columbia University. It's not a story you expect to tell standing in front of where I'm standing. I mean, look, there's lights strung up all behind me. This is a place where in just a few weeks, they're going to be selling Christmas trees. And right over there, just between these two pillars, is where you are looking at that body in the bag, in the trash bag, in the duffel, just laying there. So it's a really unexpected place. And you mentioned a few times that there's a commuter rail. You might actually hear it during our interview. It runs right over top of my head. And the entrance is at the other end of this block. So you have people, every time you hear that train coming up and down those stairs, having no idea that that woman's corpse was just sitting here in a pile.
Do you have any idea how long she'd actually been there before someone made the discovery?
We do, Ashley, not very long. The Post spoke to someone who lives nearby and works for a drug counseling center who actually was familiar with the woman and said that she saw her earlier that day and she seemed okay. So if we're talking about the morning of Monday and then the body is found at 7 p.m., that's a pretty tight window for how long she could have been there. And I mean, Ashley, just getting an idea of how lit up and bright this place is, you have construction on both sides. As I said, all of these lights are here and it's almost 11 o'clock at night, and
what they don't have is police, patrol. Because let's say, for instance, if my job was a police officer in a patrol, be like, yeah, we got to go search under certain bridges, search over under certain places, be moving around. So if you have the patrol, like I say every damn day on this show, maybe you could find out when somebody's laying in broad open spaces and seeing them right there. Because people are not going to do nothing. I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to do like this, walk over them. New Yorkers are not playing. New Yorkers are very diligent. They're not playing. They're not trying to mess with nobody. That could be a homeless person sleep. They don't mess with you. But a police officer, their job is to approach homeless people that are covered up like that. But if there's no patrol, yeah, exactly. My sentiment exactly.
We've seen people milling about pretty much the entire time we've been here. So it's a pretty high trafficked area.
Yeah, but ain't nobody in New York gonna mess with nobody. Excuse me, let me. That's not a body. That's somebody's sleep. I'm not messing with that homeless person. Gonna get up and shank me or something like that. But again, like I said, it's the police's. That's their job to actually approach. But again, if there's no patrol cars, and I'm just showing you guys what's actually going on in the city versus what they're telling you and these things about the numbers. Oh, the numbers are down. Oh yeah. Okay, y'all keeping them down. Let's keep on moving forward to Washington, where Judge Pirro reveals one of the hardest parts of the jobs of being a U.S. attorney, along with, who's that? We got, I think we also got, what's that, Duffy? We have another person that's going to be along with her talking about the situation on the train station. Because not only do we have it happening above ground in my city, we have it going on underground, and now they're going to start doing things about it, government on a government level, government scale.
Federal funding over subway crime. Just yesterday, the NYPD arrested a serial subway slashing suspect.
But there's nothing going on. Crime is down. What are y'all talking about?
Not before he cut 3 people in the face over the weekend.
Joining us now, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Janine Pirro, and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Thank y'all so much for being with us. Judge, has it been settled now? Is Washington, D.C. the model there of the National Guard and surging all the feds in to take the guns off the street into violent crime? A model for the nation.
It is. It's a model for the nation. It's a blueprint. It's a petri dish. When the president said he was going to make D.C. safe and beautiful, he meant it, and the results speak for themselves. We've had over 5,000 arrests since the surge started, more than 500 guns taken off the street. Last night, 53 arrests, three more guns taken off the street. Homicides are down 71%, and robberies are down 53%, burglaries 45%. And these are down from numbers that, how can I say this delicately, were deflated.
Thank you. That didn't make that. Tell the truth.
Withhold funds. If you don't share the data, where are we now?
So just can make a real point quick first on Janine. You can arrest all the people you want. You can send in the National Guard and you can make the arrest, but if you don't have prosecutors who are going to put these people behind bars, it doesn't work. Yeah. And so bringing in people like Judge Janine, Prosecutor Janine, Madam Janine, what's her proper name?
Janine.
Judge, but real prosecutors who actually enforce the law and put people in jail, that's how this actually works. And so I couldn't be prouder to work with the judge. But yeah, we want people to get on the subway, and we want it to be clean. We want it to be safe, and we've seen in New York City, to your point, we've had an escalation in violent crimes on the subways, and so we're working with the city, and we haven't pulled.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. The people that are actually really moving and milling around the city, we know what's going on. It's Gotham out there. I might as well keep this suit on, straight up and down, be outside like this, acting like the Joker, because I might as well. I'm already living in Gotham. This is Gotham City for real. Let's keep on moving forward. We got to go to some what are these soybean farmers? They're kind of angry at the president. They're saying that he sold them out. Let's keep on moving, you guys. I'm trying to cover every aspect here, every topic. Let's go.
From Ohio, Tim Ryan, soybean farmer and founder of the National Black Farmers Association, John Boyd Jr., and reporter for Politico Canada, because there's also Canadian tariffs we're going to talk about, Mickey Jurek. Everyone, thank you very much. All right.
I ain't biased, but I really want to get to the brother and see what he got to say, because he kind of put it down real quick. I hope y'all don't feel no kind of way about this, but yeah, let's go.
And until Trump makes his mind up.
John Boyd Jr., you are a soybean farmer. Does that sound like that's what good will be for you?
Absolutely not. You know, this climbing down, it should be added. It proves to be correct, then that's what Trump will do with Xi Jinping on Thursday. In exchange for him climbing down, it should be added on this threat of 100% tariffs on China. So, I mean, there's a lot in the mix there. Frankly, I think one thing Congressman Alford did get right is nobody knows anything until Trump makes his mind up.
John Boyd Jr., you are a soybean farmer. Does that sound like that's what good will be for you?
Absolutely not. You know, this president sold America's farmers out. And, you know, farmers called every day and they said that they feel like they've been betrayed by this president, you know, $40 billion to Argentina. And then they start to sell soybeans to China. And then the president comes and invites them here to the United States and then cuts another deal undermining beef cattle farmers here at home. So he always says he's putting America's first, that he loves farmers, but this doesn't look American at all to America's farmers. And, you know, he's off over in Asia, but what about opening up the government here at home and working with Democratic leaders and Republican leaders in the House and Senate and getting this government open? The president has to show some leadership here that he can cut a deal here at home before he runs abroad, you know. And when he was running for office, he said that, you know, someone who entertains a shutdown looks weak. That's what he said. A president that allows that on his watch is looking weak. So the president isn't looking strong heading out to cut a deal with someone when our own government here at home is closed, it's not open for business, and America's farmers are facing the highest bankruptcy rates in a very, very long time. Farm suicides are up, farm foreclosures are up, and we're still sitting there talking about a framework. You know, farmers need to hear something, a whole lot more stronger language than that, and here at home.
Not being biased, you guys, I gotta play it how it is, man. That man said farm suicides. He said farm bankruptcies. Talking about real stuff. Nobody want to hear nothing about no framework right now. We got bills to pay. I understand there's a lot of people in here that might be looking at me sideways right now, but we gotta be fair and play both sides. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up, because now I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a burger that you give me today. That's right, you guys. We're talking about, as an alert from Chicago, what do they call him? Baby Back Pritzker? I like that name. His middle name is John Baby Back Pritzker. He issues a warning on it for Trump. Yeah, he got, what's that? That's the 2026 election? What are you talking about over here, Baby Back Rib Man? Let's go. What's your warning?
We often think about the adults and how they are, you know, having to hide away or they're fearful. But the kids in that school that I was at, those kids are afraid when they go home.
He is speaking for the migrant children and the migrant parents, saying that the children are scared that their parents may not be home when they get there after school.
No one will be there, that their parents will have been disappeared. I mean, I don't know what to say except that, you know, people are traumatized.
That is exactly what his name is. I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a burger that you give me today. Let's keep on moving forward over to Brazil. We got this massive raid that happened in Brazil where this Gilsnang, I don't want to say that word and get myself in trouble, leads to an 81 arrest. At 64, that's no longer here with us. Ooh, I got to really make sure I move around on these words out here, y'all. Let's go. And yes, this is some distressing and graphic content. So I know y'all ain't got no kids watching our bottom line this morning. Come on now, let's go. We got a massive raid on the Brazilian Gilsnang. It leads to 81 arrests and 64 Dilsned. I don't want to get in no trouble. That's right, I'm saying it like that. Thousands of heavily armed police officers launched an operation against the Red Command, one of the Brazil's most powerful criminal organizations. So you guys see it's happening from outer as well as in the country. So there's a lot of crackdowns going on in these gangs everywhere. Thousands of heavily armed guards took weapons as well as shotguns and all sorts of, almost got in trouble saying that, D-rugs, look. Police seized 42 high caliber rifles and arrested 81 people. That's the 81 people right there. I know they feel stupid. Watch your head. In Brazil, I know them jails is no joke neither. Jails is the size of the bathroom. How y'all gonna be selling D-rugs and ain't nobody got no shoes? And you like, you ain't missing no meals over there. He been eating with all his money.
Deixa eu passar aí rapidinho. Caderno de anotação, as drogas, mais um material aqui, podre. Deixa eu botar ali, deixa eu filmar ali.
Yeah, so Brazil, y'all don't ever say I don't cover Brazil. Don't ever say we don't go out of the country and go to other places. We don't just stay here. Let's get on over to Washington because we have footage of the testimony from who's that? Corinne Jean-Pierre. She's also discussing dialogue with Congress states respectfully, ma'am, this is an interview. Before Congress, things get a little bit tense. We're talking about KJP. She used to be the speaker of the, not the speaker, but president.
Try to understand what you mean by blindly obedient. You said it wasn't to necessarily a who, but it was something else. So what specifically did you feel you were blindly loyal to?
Well, I just want to be really clear here. We're using one line from a press release, and there were many, many factors.
She is now in the private sector. She is no longer in politics. She says she doesn't want to be a part of the government in anything that has to do with two parties. I think she really found out some stuff while she was inside of the administration that she didn't really like and appealed to her. And she's actually got a book coming out. So they want to ask her some questions. That was, I don't know, last week, was it 2 weeks ago? She was before Congress. This is the actual video of some of the footage that's been taken of the dialogue that they went through.
That led to me becoming independent. And I think I was very clear. I said that I didn't want to be part of a party, any party. It doesn't matter if it was Democratic Party or Republican Party. I wanted to step out of that and, do the work from the outside. And so there were many factors. I know you all are reading one particular line, but there are multiple factors as to why I decided to be an independent.
Yeah, okay.
Your book will also reportedly examine, quote, the 3 weeks that led to Biden's abandoning his bid for a second term and the betrayal by the Democratic Party that led to his decision. Is that something that will be addressed in the book?
Can you read that again?
Sure. Quote, the 3 weeks that led to Biden's abandoning his bid for a second term and the betrayal by the Democratic Party that led to his decision.
And you're asking me?
It's reported that that's something that you will address or examine in your book. Is that true?
Yes. I mean, that's what it said in the transcript.
Trying to get these books sold out here. They're selling their books
just
now,
briefly,
y'all.
What do you mean by betrayal?
Look, I'm not going to go into specifics, into details, but I think it will be, I'll step back for a second.
You just really want to say, let's save it for the book because you want to keep it nice and juicy, right? I know.
You could be assured that everything that I'm saying today is accurate and concise. And that's my goal of being here today. And I think I've been very clear about the book, about why I wrote it, in sense of wanting to step out of the two-party system after being a public servant for decades. And
yeah, so after being a public servant for decades, she decided to step out of the two-party system. I don't know, do you think she knows something that we don't know? Or she just wasn't pleased with the two-party system anymore? I don't know what you guys think, but we'll find out in her book. Coming up soon, KJP. That's how they do it, y'all. They give you a little bit of tidbits while they're doing these little interviews so you can go buy the book and really get the rest of it. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and get those likes up if you appreciate the content that you're getting this morning. We got to keep on moving forward because now we got some record early voting in New York. Numbers in the city are starting to show that there's a shift in who's turning out. They thought that this Mamdani guy was just going to have a landslide victory, huh? I don't think so. It seems like the older people are getting there like, They walking up to they walking up to the polls, and they doing what they got to do. Because
7 days from now, at this very moment, polls will officially be open on Election Day here in New York City. But more than 220,000 have already participated in early voting. Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore is live for us at City Hall with the latest. Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning, Pedro. Well, it's day 4 of early voting, and so far the strongest turnout has been among middle-aged voters and older voters. That is a stark contrast from what we saw during the Democratic mayoral primary, where younger voters helped propel Zohran Mamdani to victory. So right now it's a race against the clock as the candidates try to appeal to those undecided voters. Now, Assemblyman Mamdani spent part of Monday at a polling site on the Upper East Side, a day after he and some political heavy hitters spoke to thousands of supporters at a stadium in Queens. And Republican Curtis Sliwa hit the subways again to talk about crime, and former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent, met with voters at a Harlem Senior Center, and he says he believes early voting numbers are in his favor. Voters ages 55 and older made up more than half of the turnout. Again, a dramatic shift from what we saw during the primary, when voters 25 to 34 dominated the polls and helped propel Mamdani to clinch the Democratic nomination. Now, the candidates weighed in on the voter turnout, and we did ask Mamdani if the surge in older voters is hurting his campaign.
That affordability is something that is robbing them of the ability to grow old in this city. I've heard from so many older New Yorkers about the fact that they have been on waiting lists for senior housing for years.
In the primary, the turnout was totally different than they thought. Much younger, and the younger vote was a much higher percentage.
Continue the campaign with the people who drive this city, the working class, the people that I represent in this campaign, and we'll leave it up to them to determine the outcome of who the next mayor is.
Yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's kind of shifting now. What y'all think? I don't know. Mamdani might be. They got him on the ropes, y'all. We gonna see. We got to keep on going because now we got to rack them up. Trump's touted for deals while the government remains shut down. He's being touted for all the deals that he's got going on, but yes, they're saying, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no. I got to let you guys see this one real quick because, we got to break into something that's different sometimes. Let's see what you guys got to say over here. 2 years waiting on a list. Who wants to grow old in New York City? I bet more people want to retire in the country or the suburbs. You are so correct. I've been living in New York right now, and I'm going to tell you the truth. The only thing I'm thinking about is escape from New York. We're going to do this from somewhere else. Curtis is a rock star. I like Curtis, but he's just not getting back in contact with us. I don't know what's going on. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, and let's keep on going, you guys. God, this country is going to and you are so right. I believe you, but guess what? There's still some smart people out here that are not giving up, and I believe in them as well. I'm going to escape Maryland soon. I do not blame you, because I don't know if I can live in Maryland myself. I went through there, and it was rough on rugged. It was rough on rugged. It was rough and rugged in Maryland, boy. Woo! Got up out of there quick, fast. Check out what's going on over here, you guys. I want you guys to see this inside edition situation where this woman is sentenced after blaming her high heels for a fatal car crash.
A crash! A speeding Porsche jumps the curb, slamming into a young man on a first date, then hitting a light pole. The driver of the Porsche is Christina Chambers, and she's making an astonishing claim. She says her high heels got stuck on the pedals, and that's why she couldn't control the car. Christina Chambers was wearing a pair of pricey Christian Louboutin shoes like these. They're about $1,000 and have a distinctive red sole and a very high heel. Just imagine trying to drive in these.
Why would you drive in those?
Social media is full of tutorials how to drive in heels. The bottom line is, it's not easy, and it's also not recommended. Inside Edition producer Lauren Lavelle gave it a try, and it sure is a challenge.
My heel keeps getting caught in the carpeting every time I maneuver it from the pedal to the brake.
Mark Thiessen is Christina Chambers' attorney. Does your client maintain that it was her shoe that actually really caused this accident?
100%. Yep. She told me when she got out of that hospital, she was telling me about the shoe, and we have gone and preserved that shoe since day one. we sent private investigators to go get not the shoe but the pedals and get replicas to show how that was absolutely possible.
But prosecutors say her high heels were the least of Christina Chambers' problems.
Damn.
The wealthy Houston housewife had been partying all night with friends. Her
Uh-huh.
blood alcohol count was 3 times the legal limit, and they found cocaine in her purse.
We don't believe this happened, this shoe theory. But even if it did, that just adds to the recklessness of her actions. If you're drunk going 70, 80, 90 miles per hour in a sports car and you're wearing high heels, I mean, that doesn't absolve you. That makes it even worse.
Chambers was found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 11 years and 14 days in prison, which happens to be her victim, Joe McMillan's birthday, November 14th.
Jesus Christ, you guys. Oh my God. We're going to pray for Joe real quick because that man lost his life for absolutely no reason at all. And the person that was with him, I hope she's okay. Want to pray for them as well as the families that were hurt in this tragic event. Amen. We got to keep on moving forward because we racking them up over here. Like I told you earlier, President Trump is out of the country, racking up situations. What else we got over here? Let me see. There we go. Let's go.
His former GOP colleagues in the Senate as the government shutdown enters its 4th week and as military pay is in jeopardy once again. Here. President Trump telling our troops this morning that he is fighting for them.
I'm also supporting an across-the-board pay raise for every sailor and service member in the United States Armed Forces. Now, if you don't want it, you want to give back to your country, just let us know. We won't give it to you. Is there anybody in that category, huh? But now, all we really have to do is get the Democrats to approve it. But they'll come along. They always do.
Fox News contributor Liz Peek joins us now. Liz, he's not letting the shutdown shut him down. He's raising morale, raising recruitment, and raising some concern in CCP headquarters, all in that comment there.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought this was a brilliant speech. It was full of life and fun and absolutely emblematic of where Donald Trump is in this presidency. He's having fun. He is out touring the world, doing trade deals. My gosh, when was the last time a president went overseas and came home with a fistful of trade deals or trade agreements or whatever you want to call them? He is out there doing the nation's business. And what is Congress doing? Nothing. Yeah. So I think people are looking at that. His approval ratings have held up extremely well. Congress is 15%.
How do you guys feel about this? Do you guys feel the same way? Because as you can see, we played both sides today. We didn't just go on one side. Normally we just play Fox or whatever. I made sure that we played the other side first. It's like, oh, Bugatti only wanted to play Fox. Nope, played both sides. I want to know what you guys think. We talked about the economy. We're talking about government funding. We're talking about food stamps and SNAP. We're talking about the fact that he's putting together deals overseas. Do you guys see any difference in the deals that he's making overseas that's actually affecting the economy? That's what I'm about. I'm sorry to say it. I got to be bottom line because that's what this show is about. I'm about the bottom line. Are those deals actually affecting our economy in a positive manner? And I'm not putting any attitude on it. I'm asking the question because there's no benefit in attitude. There's benefit in answers to actual questions and finding out what's going on instead of getting mad all the time. Let's keep on going forward, you guys, because now we got to show some love and a show of love and respect to a procession that was held for a fallen San Bernardino County sheriff. You guys saw this story we broke yesterday from the motorcycle guy was riding a motorcycle. That was because before that situation, he had pow-powed this sheriff. So now, in a procession of love, these police officers escort the body, I think, to the morgue or actually to the funeral home. So let's get into it, you guys. Let's go.
The tragic death of a San Bernardino County sheriff's deputy shot and killed in the line of duty. The sheriff identified him as 28-year-old Andrew Nunez, a 6-year veteran of the department. Tonight we watched as hundreds of law enforcement officers paid tribute to one of their own with this procession from the hospital where he died to the coroner's office. Yeah. Deputy Nunez was responding to a call of domestic violence around 12:30 in Rancho Cucamonga. He was shot, and the suspect then took off on a motorcycle onto the 210 freeway, where he was eventually knocked off his motorcycle by an off-duty narcotics officer driving in a vehicle on that stretch of the 210. NBC4's Darsha Phillips joins us now. with much more. Darsha.
Damn, Darsha.
Yeah, Carolyn, this was a young sheriff's deputy who was responding to the scene here. You can still see that there's still officers here in crime tape. And the sheriff says as soon as the deputy arrived to this scene for a domestic violence call, he was fired upon.
A procession for San Bernardino County Sheriff's Deputy Andrew Nunez.
I don't even know what to say. We're embedded in sorrow. When we talk about this young man, his wife, 2-year-old daughter, and the couple was expecting.
Nunez was responding to a domestic violence call on the 12,300 block of Hollyhock Drive in Rancho Cucamonga. Nunez was shot in the head and rushed to the hospital where he later died.
He's a 6-year deputy with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and had served the community of Rancho Cucamonga for 5 years.
The man who shot Nunez, the sheriff says, took off on a motorcycle. That led to a high-speed chase on the 210 freeway.
The speeds that were reached with that motorcycle, well, we got reports live from the helicopter were in excess of 150 and even close to sometimes almost 200 miles an hour.
It all came to a dramatic end in Upland when an off-duty sheriff's deputy struck the man on the motorcycle. The man was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition.
We're looking at this as a murder on a peace officer, which makes it a significant case.
Tonight, in front of the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, the law enforcement community and citizens are erecting a small memorial.
Just the fact they go out there every day and you just don't know if they're going to come home. It hurts, and it hurts when people try to do the right thing, and this is the outcome.
Mourning Deputy Nunez and lending support to his family and those who continue to serve through their grief.
Terrible, tragic situation, you guys. You know how we do over here. We try to keep on and keep in line with the stories that we have. We already started. We broke that story days ago. And I want to keep on going forward until we get to the end of all of our stories. That's how we do it over here. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. And don't forget, yes, we are definitely going to pray for the family as well as everybody affected in this tragic event and all of the people that are around. We want to ask for strength and more love instead of just having to deal with this nonsense, Lord. We ask that this day. Amen. Keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get on over to what we got. Oh, yeah. My inspiration. The reason why I try to keep my hands down and stop talking with my hands so much. Hakeem Jeffries, he's talking about destroying the people's house. Hakeem is talking about Trump's doing this demolition instead of taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys think about today's header. Y'all got to let me know what y'all think about this header today.
I'm joined now by leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat of New York, the man leading those negotiations for his party. Congressman, first let me just start at a sort of fact level so I understand where the things are. Are there any active negotiations happening between anyone in the two parties in either House of Congress or with the White House about some kind of negotiated deal that would reopen the government?
Unfortunately, Chris, there are no active negotiations, and that's because Republicans have basically made the decision to shut the government down, to keep it closed, because they'd rather do that than actually provide affordable health care to the American people. Now, during this 22-day Trump Republican shutdown, they found time, Donald Trump, to golf multiple times. He's found time to demolish the east wing of the White House so that he can build a ballroom where he can be celebrated as if he was a king. They found time to bail out a right-wing wannabe dictator in Argentina with $40 billion. And Donald Trump, by the way, has also found time to try to rip off the taxpayers by trying to get $230 million from the Department of Injustice. This whole thing is crazy. And I think this is one of the reasons why the American people clearly realize that Democrats, House and Senate Democrats, are fighting to make their life better, fighting to lower the high cost of living, and fighting to decisively address the Republican healthcare crisis.
I think no matter what's going on right now, we really need to come to a settlement. We've been saying this for like at least 2 weeks now straight. We need to really get in front of this. And my thing is this, and in a lot of these videos, I go into the comments. I want to know what the people are thinking so I can really have a clear dialogue with you guys and know what I'm talking about. So a lot of the times I see things like, we're tired of both of you guys right now. Why don't all of you guys get your stuff together? and like not just blaming or pointing the finger at one side, because we should actually have a voice when things like this happen, where the people can step in and say, you know what, how about you guys don't get paid right now since we're not getting paid? Ooh, that'd be kind of crazy right there, right? Let's keep on moving forward right now. Let's keep on going. I want to get you guys some good information right here. So yeah, we got some deeply disturbing portraits of American people on SNAP, benefits and blooming, and what's going to happen if they get cut off. Get right to the people and see what they actually have to say. And yeah, let's keep on going, you guys. Let's go.
I'm afraid because as it is, my Social Security is very minimal. I'm afraid that I won't be able to afford those so-called lower grocery prices that he promised. I'm afraid for others. I am afraid for the children. I am afraid for seniors who are older than me. He's the president. He's supposed to be in it for the good of the people, not for him and his oligarchs.
Hi there, everyone. It's now 5 o'clock in New York.
People are really feeling it right now. Like I said, I'm just trying to get all sides out so everybody can get their voice out and say what's going on. Let's not beat them up too much, you guys. Let's keep on going. I think we just got one more to do. Let's one more.
Millions of low-income Americans will lose access to SNAP food aid benefits on November 1st, cutting off their only means of affording staples like milk or vegetables.
Fear, just fear. Like, I don't know how I'm going to feed my kids.
To last all the way for the next month, even to cover December, it won't.
Now I got a question for you, boo. And we going there. Y'all ready? How long you been on food stamps? You got Section 8? How long you been on Section 8? More than a year? And now the other question, where you work at? Because sadly, I'm going to tell you the truth. And you guys can back me up on this. Y'all ready? If you got a job, 9 times out of 10, you don't even what do they say? Qualify for food stamps. So let's keep it funky, y'all. How long these people actually been on these programs? How long they actually been feeding off the government, the fat of the people? Just be honest about it. Because you see the little smirk in her face, right? It's probably the same when they be walking up with the 4 or 5 carts, you know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, y'all. 5 kids, Section 8, all sorts of programs. Like, shit, why would I go to work? I get the government to take care of me, and I'm standing up for men right now. Hopefully we get our women back. I'm just going to keep it 100, y'all. Maybe we get our women back because the government took our women from us when they said, you know what? Kick the man out the house and we'll give you food stamps and we'll give you free rent. So now maybe, can we please come home? I got beans and bologna. Can the men please come home? Because you need that beans and bologna. Beans and bologna. They need them beans and bologna now, y'all. Now we ain't looking too bad, huh? Yeah, we ain't looking too bad over here, huh? That little $40. Yeah, got that $40 for you, girl. Come on. $40, yeah. Stack up them 40s and get that money together, pay them bills, get your kids together. Got to take it back to where it's supposed to be. To the man actually bringing that money home. How I go? I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan. What you need to do is get you a man and stop relying on the government to do what you can. Real talk, you guys, real talk. I know it's a big joke. I just made a big joke about it. But it's real. People really got to get on their job and get together and step up and really be more responsible, because then the country will be more fruitful and it'll be better. These programs that they put out here are not designed to have you just eating off the fat of the country for 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 7, 10 years. And then you're telling your kids, you better go down there and get your food stamps. So the kids actually graduate into getting food stamps. All right, y'all, I know you're mad at me, but sometimes I gotta tell the truth. What are we doing right now? Where are we going? No more SNAP, no more food stamps. Let's keep on going forward. Let's keep on going. I ain't gonna beat the people up no more and all that. Let's go ahead and go over to some co-authors. Let's talk about the co-author. Listen to the co-author of Nobody's Girl. This book, that I'm gonna tell you guys, this one right here is a hard one to read, especially in the beginning, when it comes down to the stuff that she went through as a child and the way the men in her life just took over and really brought her down. Talking about this Nobody's Girl book right here by Virginia Roberts Dufresne. You guys really probably need to really go into that book, because I know you want the files. You really want the files. But hearing an account of somebody actually that experienced the trials and the things that she went through, it'll also help you guys understand other things that's going on and why some of these women actually had to go through, not had to, but went through the things that they did. Because they were always searching and trying to find better means and things for themselves. It's just the people that they ran into were just not the right people.
Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. So I'm really pleased and feel quite honored to have Amy Wallace join us, because Amy spent 4 years working very closely with Virginia as the ghostwriter of this book. And she's here to tell us more about that experience and about Virginia, or Jenna, as she was known by her family and loved ones. And Amy, I so appreciate you spending some time with us today on this Substack. And I was curious, because I didn't really see this anywhere else. How did you become involved in this project? And by the way, I just want to say, Amy has a very illustrious career in print journalism and has worked many places, written some fabulous books, and has
That book right there is no joke.
got some group Pulitzers when she was at the LA Times. So I just want to tell you, I'm really honored to have a journalist of your stature, Amy, talk to me today. So how did you all connect in the first place?
Well, first of all, thank you for that, and thank you for having me on. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I also admire you and what you did for women in journalism. So let's just put that there. So I'm thrilled to be talking to you. When somebody wants to write a book, they talk to various ghostwriters, and there are a bunch of us out there, and they look for somebody with whom they have a fit, a click. It doesn't have to be that we're going to be best friends, but you're going to spend a lot of time together. And so I think she talked to, I don't know how many people she talked to. We had a Zoom. She was in Australia. I was in California. And I believe she wanted to work with a woman for some obvious reasons of comfort. She was going to describe some of the most difficult things she'd ever experienced in her life to this person, whoever she hired. I also sensed that she wanted, I've been a journalist for more than 30 years. I've worked at major newspapers. I've worked at major magazines. I've written 2 other collaborative books. I understand how to interrogate a story, how to fact check a story, how to corroborate a story, and the importance of that. I think there's a mystery around how ghostwriting works, that we just kind of, tape record somebody talking and then transcribe it and clean it up and put it between the covers of a book. That's not ever the way I've worked, and I know the best ghostwriters do not work that way. You do a lot.
She actually went around, talked to detectives, talked to the father, everybody that was being blamed, everybody that was being brought up, did the homework with the family, found out everything before they really went into that book. And I got to tell you, it's a hard book to read, but it's very in-depth, and I can see where her credibility and her experience really went into where she really, I think that book is about to be a movie. I'm gonna just put it like that. That book, they wanted to make that book a movie, it could be a movie tomorrow. But let's get on over to Philadelphia, where we got this video that captures a a dramatic arrest during an FBI raid. Let's switch it up, y'all. Let's get a little bit of action going over here. Let's get on over to Philly. Let's go. You know how Philly be acting up. They don't be playing out here.
Wrapped up, at least for now. The FBI says there's no threat to the public after we saw one man being taken into custody earlier today. Police only called this, quote, a court-authorized law enforcement operation. Still, neighbors are left with a lot of questions.
All of a sudden, police everywhere and FBI everywhere, and so we've been watching it since 9:15 this morning.
Neighbors in Cherry Hill heard this for several hours this morning into the afternoon.
Occupants of 129 won't witness the FBI. You have a warrant. Your safety, come out through the front door with your hands up.
Later, a bang followed by smoke.
Officers had guns drawn as a man came out of the home with hands raised. Chopper 6 was overhead as he was put into cuffs and then into the back of a vehicle. Next-door neighbor Bert Trama tried to see what was happening.
I came around here and they were like, get back inside, get it.
Came outside with the lawnmower, right, like this, on the concrete, trying to see what's going on. You know how you got that nosy neighbor that's trying to see what's going on? He's like, they said, get back in here. He tried to be the nosy neighbor, y'all.
I came around here and they were like, get back inside, get inside.
He and his wife say the man lived there for years. They were stunned when he was taken by authorities.
I'm thinking, like, what the heck did this guy do? You know, I don't understand, because he's a nice guy.
This happened just down the street from Horace Mann Elementary School, which was placed into a lockout as a precaution. This afternoon, agents continued to go in and out of the house and went through several vehicles parked outside the home. Neighbors say it was an unsettling afternoon and are glad the standoff is over.
There was like armored tanks and big, huge SUVs and vehicles and stuff. So it was big. It was a big time.
They probably saved some lives, and you guys probably don't even know what was going on because they didn't want to scare the neighborhood of Cherry Hill. You guys do me a favor because you wasn't going to see that nowhere else. Double tap that screen and please get those likes up. Also, give me all of your money in your pockets. No, I'm just kidding. I know I look like the Joker, right? But I'm not trying to get you. Do me a favor, give me all the money in your pockets. No, I don't be worried too much about that right there. But if we can get those likes up, I really appreciate it because it makes the ends justify the means. It helps more people get over here and get more aware of the show. And now we got to get on over to Amazon because reportedly they set to announce massive layoffs. And Amazon is not just in one place. When the economy hurts, it hurts in many different areas, you guys. So Amazon now, they're talking about shutting down and cutting off a lot of jobs.
This morning, massive job cuts at Amazon. Overnight, the company announcing it'll eliminate approximately 14,000 roles. This is the largest corporate layoff of the year, one of the largest in Amazon's history. NBC senior business correspondent Christine Romans joins us now. Christine, this may be preview of coming attractions. The AI boom is real, and it's meaning a lot of jobs are going away.
It really is, and this is 14,000 at Amazon, and people will start to get that notice here today. The company says it needs to be lean and remain more nimble in this age of generative AI. They want to operate like the world's largest startup, they say, and they call AI the most transformative technology since the internet. They want to reduce layers. They want to be able to move quickly to harness this so that they can make more money and serve their customers. So I think you're seeing this in a lot of different businesses as well. We have seen layoffs recently from Microsoft, Meta, Google, Salesforce, Intel, Target last week announced some layoffs at its corporate.
This is what AI is affecting, you guys, right now. AI is affecting Meta, even Starbucks, UPS, Intel, Amazon, Target, Microsoft, and much more.
Office, sometimes for different reasons, but we know that companies are moving very, very quickly to try to harness this. It's so interesting. You've got the stock market at record highs, in part because of all of this spending and enthusiasm over artificial intelligence. At the same time, that same technology is being used in these companies to become more lean.
And interesting, Amazon explicitly said, yes, this is because of AI in that statement they put out this morning. So you touched on it a bit, but bigger picture now, AI appears to be reshaping the economy, or at least the jobs market.
And it seems though we're in the very early innings of it. The Treasury Secretary a couple weeks ago said he calls this the third inning, which means there's a lot more to go here as companies learn how to use these tools. And as these tools change, in some cases, they haven't even been created yet, the tools that some of these companies are already starting to reposition for. So it's quite interesting, the ground that is changing here. And, you know, when you look at what Amazon is saying, it talks about next year into 2026, it will be hiring in some places, but it will be looking into 2026 for ways that it can continue to operate like the world's largest startup.
So now they're trying to basically get to the point where they only have all AI, maybe these robots and stuff. Because look, robots don't get tired. They don't get hungry. They don't have no family or no kids complaining about, oh, we can't make it in today because mom got no babysitter. Ooh, it's going to get crazy out there. All they got to do is this with a box. All they got to do is find some whatever to handle the box is. That's all that. I was looking at these positions as I was watching this video. I saw a man handling a forklift. They can do that AI. And guess what? Ain't nobody going to get hurt if there's an accident, because they ain't got to worry about nobody getting hurt. It's just a robot. It's a lot of areas, you guys. Not only that, how about this? They could have a straight up job detail, download that into a robot, and that's all the robot is doing. Don't got no attitude. He ain't even waving at nobody. It's getting crazy out there, you guys. What y'all think about AI? People got to really be careful right now about this AI. AI is lovely to speak with. Someone's got to work on the robot. Yeah, you're right about that. But what if they got AI robots working on the robots? What if they got that, Steven? What if they got that, Steph? What if they got a robot that's AI working on an AI robot? Now what we gonna do? They thought of everything. That's what they're doing right now. When they talk about optimizing, that's somebody sitting there like, how can I get rid of this job and substitute that so I can keep the money? Let's keep on going, you guys, because now we got to get on over to your favorite mayor, Mayor Brandon Johnson, Chicago's mayor, as he snaps on reporters and says, let's get the language right here. They don't want to say alien. How dare you call a person that's an illegal an alien? They're not an alien. They're a human being. So now what we want you to call them is an illegal immigrant. Here we go, you guys. He always be so defensive of everybody but his own constituents. Y'all do me a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up. I like to get these stories out to much more people, and that's what it help does.
Well, Chicago's Democratic Mayor Brandon Johnson snapping at a reporter who used the phrase illegal alien. Watch.
We don't have illegal aliens. Yeah. I don't know if that's from some sort of sci-fi message that you would have had. Well, listen, the legal term for my people were slaves. You want me to use that term too? So look, let's just get the language right. We're talking about undocumented individuals that are human beings. The last thing that I'm going to do is accept the type of racist, nasty language to describe human beings.
Washington Congresswoman and squad member Pramila Jayapal.
Coming from a mayor that has a 16% of approval rate.
Rushed to Johnson's defense.
Undocumented presence in the United States is not a criminal offense. And so thank you for the clarification on language.
While Johnson was focusing on language, chaos was unfolding in his city. Agitators confronted ICE and Border Patrol agents several times, and officials say they were forced to use tear gas to disperse the crowds. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons addressed the dangers agents face on Saturday in America.
I think a lot of this is, we need to have common sense conversations, right? We need to stop all the rhetoric. ICE is doing a law enforcement mission. That's what we are sworn to do, and that's what we are signed up to do. We don't want to be doxxed. We don't want our families threatened. We don't want assassination attempts like Brett pointed out. We're coming off a sniper attack in a major U.S. city where that lone sniper, that domestic terrorist, had an app that showed the location of ICE agents and officers that could be tracked. Yet they want to go ahead and demonize us, call us Nazis, call us Gestapos.
Yeah, and Kaylee,
So I do understand what some people in the comments are saying, because it's a word. It's probably like a word that you guys don't like. Like, for instance, retard. You guys don't like that word because back in the day, how dare you call somebody a retard? You know another word that people really get angry when you say, if you say it to the wrong people? What is it? Ooh, a bad one. Hope they don't get me for this one. Transvestite. Ooh, you say that one right there. How dare you say that word? The reason I'm saying these certain words is because, of course, there's going to be somebody somewhere that doesn't agree with that word. He said illegal immigrant. I'm sure that there's people in the comments that don't even like that word. They want y'all to call them something totally different. People that didn't come here the right way. And then somebody gonna say, you know what? I don't agree with that. I want to call them this. So you know what? It is so hard to try to please everybody. So the sensitive people in the comments, all I'm gonna ask you to do is this. For your own benefit and for your own ability, stop being so soft. Because a word, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt us. So stop being so word orientated and so word driven, and look at the facts of what people do. My mother was a very strong woman. She would spank your butt, and she would make sure that you would be on point and do what you got to do. Get on over here, boy. You do something wrong in the street, she'd tear your butt up. But at the same time, You can go to her. She's going to be putting the lotion all on your face and taking care of you. And you know that deep down in her heart, she really loves you. And you don't, what I'm trying to say is when you get caught up on the small words and things like that, you start to look over the overall. And you start to worry about, you start to miss out on what the bottom line is. And that's another reason why I made the bottom line. For people that are so damn word sensitive. I like to say uck in my sentence sometimes. And when I can hang out with my friends, I can say it. Hey, what the uck was this person saying? This a-hole or whatever like that. But you can't have that kind of conversation with certain people that are so damn soft. Where y'all at? Get up off the words. Get to the facts. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Look to what's past the words. You guys are so, oh my God, you're calling it this, you're calling it that. Y'all so damn soft. Get out of here with that. Now let's get on over to Jamaica where they ain't soft. We got 3 days in Jamaica with Hurricane Melissa acting up. And I done told you, anybody named Melissa, I know a girl named Melissa. Melissa ain't no joke. So if this hurricane is anything like the Melissa I know, yeah, I'm praying for Jamaica. For real, for real. Let's get on over to Jamaica, you guys, real quick, because that's more important than a word.
3 people have died in Jamaica as the island braces itself for the imminent arrival of Hurricane Melissa. The storm could be the strongest to ever hit the Caribbean island. Well, these are live images from the capital, Kingston. They show that we can already see heavy rain and strong winds on the city. Well, it's a Category 5 storm, and if it makes a direct hit on Jamaica, it would be the first time that this has happened in more than 35 years. The island could experience winds of 170 miles an hour, with meteorologists warning that because of Melissa's slow pace, it could dump a metre of rain in the coming days, which could increase the risk of deadly floods and landslides. Well, let's show you these live satellite images which are tracking the path of the storm. Well, 4 people have also been killed by the storm in the nearby Dominican Republic, as well as Haiti. And warnings are also in place the islands of Cuba and the Bahamas.
Oh yes, we're gonna pray for y'all right now. We ain't even gonna wait. That's gonna pray for everybody in the Caribbean, everybody in those areas who lost their lives, as well as the families. We want to pray and we want to please ask the Lord to try to let this hurricane, this tornado, whatever it is, get out of here as soon as possible, because we've had enough, and we hope that we can rebuild and save some lives that we have to get together right now, you guys. I'm not saying it perfect, but I want to pray for the people in Jamaica as well as in the Caribbean right now. We ask that in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, those are some words we need to be taking care of and being serious about, stuff that we care to and things like that. Sticks and stones, you guys. The other words, don't worry about that. Prayer, that's what we do. Prayer's up when stuff is real. Worrying about little corny stuff, we don't do that over here, not in the real world. We need strong people to get us through the times that we're about to go through. It's about to be Mad Max out here. Y'all better stop worrying about little words and get yourselves a Derringer. Do me a favor, double tap that screen and get these likes up. This is what we going to right now. Got to keep you guys on some good, I want to keep you guys on some good information that's going on here. This is the mom right here that helps evacuate 22 kids from the school bus. Now that's something that I want to talk about. It got caught on fire. She ain't leave till them kids was out there. Let's talk about somebody like that. You think she worried about some words, sticks and stones, breaking her bones or whatever like that? Or she worried about getting them 22 kids up out that bus?
Now to a terrifying scene of a school bus bursting into flames captured on camera in Minnesota.
All on board narrowly escaped thanks to a quick-thinking mom. John Lordison of CBS News Minnesota spoke with her.
She got about halfway to the driveway, and I'm like, fire, fire.
The end of the school day is normally routine in Carrie Thorpe's neighborhood. But a couple weeks ago, as her daughter was getting dropped off, Carrie noticed smoke and flames coming from under the bus and alerted the driver.
It was crazy. I mean, I'm just thankful that he was very calm.
They worked quickly to get all 22 kids off safely. Her doorbell captured the East Bethel Elementary students gathering in front of her house.
Yeah, come on,
as the
kids,
flames
come on.
began to spread.
Look at
Kids
that.
were crying, kids were scared, freaking out. It was quite emotional and kind of frantic.
Within minutes, the fire had taken over.
It moved pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, it was probably within 15 minutes that thing was engulfed. It was crazy to see the tires explode.
Ooh.
School staff and volunteer firefighters arrived quickly. They got the flames under control, and it was when the bus was finally towed away that you could see just how intense the fire was. She and the bus driver were recognized by parents and school leaders for their heroic efforts as investigators worked to figure out what caused the fire. John Lordson, CBS News in Bethel, Minnesota.
Oh man, see what I'm saying? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but when it comes down to the bottom line, that's what I'm talking about. And we want to pray and thank the Lord for saving all of those innocent children. We want to pray for the lady and thank her for being able to be there and have the wherewithal to do that. We don't always pray about the negative stuff, Lord. We pray about the positive, and we thank you for good that you bring to us when you protect us. We want to call it out right when it happens. Amen. That's what I'm talking about right there, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep on going, y'all. What we got over here? We got to get into some doom. Might get in trouble for this, but I don't care. Let's get into a little bit of boogie woogie and a little bit of dancing going on. Yeah, I know we don't always have a good time to talk about stuff, but then again, you know what? Wait a minute. I might have something a little more important to get into. Yep, we got to get into this real quick. I got to show you guys this story right here. We have an Alabama professor that's been fired for a Charlie Kirk post that she got sued over. What I wanted you guys to notice is I tell you all the time, when I look at news, I don't just look at it and listen. If you're showing me media and you're showing me pictures and you're showing me anything, I look at everything on the screen. Case in point, there's a lot of hashtags and there's a lot of other things that are inside of the message that was put up by this professor that's not actually being reported in this story, and probably why she got fired. Check this out, you guys. Check it out. We're going over to Alabama, where the professor got fired for a Charlie Kirk post. This is about 6 days ago. Check this out.
In Alabama claimed she was fired over a social media post on the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. She claims the actions of the University of Alabama and Auburn University violated her First Amendment rights to free speech and is now suing both schools. As Aaron Lewallen reports, she says she is fighting for the rights for everyone.
Anger. My right to speak was violated. Rage. I have been fired from one institution, likely facing resignation from another institution. Sadness and disappointment. Our freedom of speech is something that all of us are guaranteed, no matter who we are. Or so Dr. Candace Hale thought. That is, until she said she found out she was fired from the University of Alabama and put on leave at Auburn University. If Charlie Kirk's voice can be heard and the whole world can hear the disparaging things he has to say, then the world should be able to hear what Auburn University and what the University of Alabama did to me. Now, she's filed a lawsuit against both Alabama and Auburn, claiming her First Amendment rights were violated. If this is what I had to do to get them to hear me, then so be it. Hale says she made this post on September 11th after she found out Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk died. And I was just like, oh my God, this man is such a bigoted, racist. I mean, all of the isms that you could throw at someone, he fit and checked every box. In her post that she says was only posted for her Facebook friends to see, she spoke out against the conservative activist and said she would not warn the wicked. I saw so many people just talking about, oh, this good man has now passed, or he was assassinated. And I was like, what good man? This is not a Christian man. Christians don't do this. Hale said she got a call from her supervisor 5 days after the post was made, telling her the president didn't take to it well. I didn't say I wished he was dead or I'm glad he was dead. I just am not going to mourn someone who verbally and publicly disparaged any person that didn't look like him.
Okay, let's really get into the clip now. Let's get into your message. Because y'all heard her side, right? Okay, let's go. I do not mourn oppressors. I do not show them empathy. I do not give a damn about evil, real nacists. racist, right? I don't want to say these words and get me in trouble. Because you got to realize this. No matter how you like it, boo-boo, sweetheart, we don't own Facebook, Instagram, Yahoo, Google. My black behind with this suit on right now, I am working here to get some promo going on their platform. So if they don't appreciate some of these words, it ain't gonna fly. You gotta understand that, first of all. That's as far as the platform's concerned. But now let's go into this. She got some big old words up here that's the trigger words, ashist. She got misogynist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, mediocre, white men who claim to be Christian individuals and then do everything Christ would not do on earth, okay? I will not mourn the wicked, okay? No problem with that. We're getting closer and closer to the real assignment. What the hell is the real assignment? And what the hell are you talking about on these people platform? Okay, let's keep on going now. You see that right there? Hashtag free. Yeah, Alistan, And then you got free the Ongo. Then, free Sudan. Okay, hashtag. Okay, free no rest, hashtag no rest for the wicked. Hashtag Kirk's in the dirt. Hashtag hate is evil. Okay, you guys, I just want to do it because a lot of times the news likes to massage over the details. Okay, so now when that gets put up on the message board, and a whole bunch of other people from X and from Instagram see it, and they start sending that in to her bosses and all of that, they have no choice but to do something about it and take action. It is what it is. And for instance, let's try to do this from now on. News, excuse me for this nonsense right here. But the news needs to do what I just did. They need to go into detail about it and ask that question while the person is right there. I think the story would be a little more interesting. Yeah, but you did put hashtag free Alistan after you said, something needs to happen. That's kind of like Trigger right there in Gil's lighting. What you guys think about that? Let's keep on going. Nothing was wrong. Everything was the truth. Okay. Her shadow has diabetes. Whoa. She has no business teaching anyone anything. Free Honey Boo Boo. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to be laughing right now like crazy. This person said her shadow has diabetes. Yo, I'm talking about whoever you are. You need to be writing jokes for Dave Chappelle. Get in contact with me. Who is that says her shadow has? Who is that right there? Billy, you need to be writing jokes. You need to be a comedian. He said her shadow has diabetes. Lord have mercy. Let me keep on moving forward because I don't want to break out into laughter right now because that was freaking hilarious. How you gonna say somebody's shadow got diabetes? Lord have mercy. You made me forget about the whole topic with that one right there. Let's get on over to don't. We might get in trouble for this one, but y'all know I don't care. We got Donald Trump that actually got off a plane the other day, and it was a little viral moment where he had to do his little boogie dance because he basically arrived at Kuala Lumpur International Airport in Malaysia on the Air Force, and I guess these people back here was just jamming too hard. Sometimes when people getting busy, you don't really care about the song. If the beat is fire, you just gonna start doing your thing. So they over there jamming. They over there like, and it's hard to not see them in the back over there doing their thing. Look, especially if you got your own dance. Like, yo, hold up. How y'all gonna try to outdance me? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Like, yeah, I'm gonna show you how to do my dance. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is sometimes. Y'all walk into the party and people think they getting busy. And you like, yo, y'all think y'all getting busy up in here? Yo, hold up a minute. What? Is you crazy? What? Like, yo, don't play with me. I got those moves. Oh boy. Let's keep on going, you guys. Let's keep on going to another fun story that I really like. This guy's dressed up in a suit. He's a lawyer, but he's not giving up. You know what he's doing? He got those glizzy, glizzy, glizzies, glizzies all on his mind. Glizzy, glizzies, glizzies on his grind. We got a lawyer who's furloughed. He couldn't wait. He said, you know what? I got to do something to make some money. So he did something that nobody else thought about doing. And he kept his suit on. He's out there hustling, and he's selling hot dogs.
Well, as the federal government shutdown drags on, there's one furloughed federal attorney who's making the most of the situation by making hot dogs. Isaac Stein opened a new hot dog stand, drawing crowds in D.C. He opened up Shyster's Dogs as an art project. Still dressed in his courtroom attire, the attorney says the government shutdown has given him time to pursue his passion.
Really look forward to getting back to my day job.
Shyster's Dogs.
That'll be great. But in the interim, I will keep myself engaged with my project here.
Is he a secret Chicagoan? I feel like he's got a tie here with this dog effort. Apparently, Shyster's is billed as the only honest ripoff in D.C. He's not commenting on the wordplay and the artistic parts of his new business, saying he just wants people to interpret it and the hot dogs for themselves.
Yeah,
Well, as the federal government-
you know, we always try to find those crazy and exclusive stories that nobody basically has, and that was one right there. He said, you know what? I'm not even taking my suit off. He had on gloves. I don't know how many of y'all seen where he threw the fork. Like, he didn't even look like a real hot dog stand, man. He had the fork. He was doing whatever. He's like, damn, doing this damn hot dog thing out here. Maybe this to get me some more business. He needs to make some money. He's like, I got to do whatever I got to do to keep making some money. And if y'all trying to make some money, 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 all y'all got to do is hit that link in the description, because today you'll be able to make up to $550 off of some surveys. You guys will make some money, and I'll make some money too. Also, anybody out there, you got a business, you might be a mobile barber, detailer, I don't know what you got going on, but we want to help you promote your business, especially if you've already subscribed to the channel or if you're already a member. All you got to do is send your promo over to us in a 1080 by 1080 size frame, and that's the one that's going to fit up in the post area for YouTube. All of our subscribers will see it and hopefully get you guys some business. Guess what, you guys? Not only do I have one, not only do I have two, but we now have 3 locations that we're going to be doing the Show Your Talent search from. Staten Island said, wait a minute, how you going to go over to Toten and you ain't going to come over here on Midland Avenue? So yes, we're going to be in 2 different locations, 2 different weeks. On the 15th, we're going to be at Tottenville, and on the 22nd, the following week right after that, we're going to be at the Midland Avenue alcohol liquor store. That's right, your boy Bugatti NYC. We're coming to Staten Island. We're looking for talent. We want to see what's going on with you guys. Where we're going to be at, I'm going to let you guys know in the comments as well as on the website. That's the Show Your Talent search that we got going on in the 5 boroughs of New York. You guys, Big Drip Hard Punch is sponsoring it. You guys want to be a part of that talent show? All you got to do is go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. That's right, my DJ Don Dada. We already got it locked and loaded for 3 more dates. We coming to Staten Island. Right after that, we're going to Brooklyn. So guess what? I'm the host, Bugatti NYC, for the Show Your Talent search, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. You guys want to be a part of that talent search in Staten Island? Coming up on the 15th. I'll have the locations for you. All you got to do, go to the website. First page, go and put your email address in there, and we're going to have the address for the location in Staten Island. Not only that, today the flyer will be going up in the post notification area. We're going to be using it ourselves to promote and let you guys know that location, as well as our Instagram page. That's right, Bugatti NYC's Instagram page, as well as the Big Drip Instagram page and the Our Bottom Line Instagram page. We're going to be promoting this talent show for as long as until we find all 5 boroughs. We're looking for Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island to step up. We're looking for the talent, y'all. If you win in Staten Island, boom, you make $250. After we get everybody all together, we bring them to one location in Manhattan, and that one person is going to make $1,000 on top of that that $250. So all you got to do, go to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. That's right, you guys. Go to the website and sign up for that. And that's all you got to do if you want to be a part of the talent show. And guess what? We're going to get some prayers out right now for Rebecca Lanyan Bueno from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Also, Liberty and Justice. My brother Casey in the building. Who else we got over here? Ken4409. We have Exit Life that we want to pray for. Thank you for coming through the show. We appreciate you so much and hope you had a good time. Real talk. I hope you had a great time. What else? What we got? We got Sky all the way up in here all the time doing their thing. Liberty and Justice. Who else do I see up in here? Kayakia. Okay. We got Ken4409. We also got Kramos. We got a lot of new people up in there. We got Luigi, my brother. Thank you for always stepping through. And with that being said, y'all know what it is. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came in to chill with me, I appreciate you. And don't forget, problems present opportunities. Every single day that you have a problem, as long as the Lord give you the opportunity to get past that problem, that's what you're supposed to do. Stop dwelling on the problem and keep on moving forward. Thank you so much for the new member that we just had that came in here. Also, if you guys like to keep the comments going, all you got to go is to the Discord, Our Bottom Line. We have a Discord, so you can go there, join, keep the comments going, and keep the dialogue going, because that's what we're all about, not just myself. I can't do this without you. This is our bottom line, not Bugatti's bottom line. I'm the dopest host on YouTube, and this is the #1 show from the 6 o'clock hour but I cannot do it with the #1 co-host in that chat right there. So with that being said, y'all know what it is. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came in and chill with me today, I appreciate you. With that being said, peace. See you tomorrow. Get 'em. Peace.